Hello subscribers, welcome to a live stream. We're going to be doing some more testing tonight on the Goldbox engine I've been working on. Not going to actually play a whole lot tonight. It's going to be more about testing out new spells, functionality, things that I've changed, make sure I didn't break other things. Probably create new parties, do that kind of thing as well. Hey Jimmy, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Goldbox mod hype. It's Goldbox remaster hype. Okay, so first thing I want to do, I got a new spell I was working on last night, finished this morning. It's a pretty crazy spell. It's got multiple uses. We're going to try it out. So let me load a game that I was playing around with. Let's get rid of the spheres. This spell, I think, is going to have a lot of tactical uses. Let's memorize it. Okay, so this is called Otiluk's Freezing Spear, and it has two options. It's a level 6 magic user spell. So you can cast it outside of combat, you can cast it in combat. If you cast it outside of combat, the only option you're given is to get a sphere stone. So let's get two of those just to show you how this works. They show up in your inventory, and you can either throw them or you can shoot them from a sling or a staff sling. Hey Zachary, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? They do, I think, 4 to 24 damage and explode and hit the enemies around that section. And you can trade them to another character. And essentially they equip as a potion, basically. That's the way I've implemented it, so that you use it in battle, because it is magic. It's a little bit different than a straight sling stone, because this won't work in an anti-magic zone. Or if you have anti-magic sphere, you can't use it. So that's how that works. Then in combat, you could either generate one or you can do a sphere, or not a sphere, a ray. So let's show that. So first things first, I'll go ahead and throw one. So you can see, oh, that's the other thing I worked on recently. I made it so the background's red, so it shows up. But you can see I made the range 5 on the throw. If you use a sling, it'll of course be the range of the sling. And essentially it just does that 4 to 24 damage to the target. Little explosion, then the item disappears. Okay, so the next thing, I'll cast the ray. I'm going to move way back here and do it, because it's kind of interesting. So you're presented with these options, either ray or stone. So I'm going to say ray. Now you can target anywhere, you know, within vision and the range, which is a pretty good range. I think it's 1 level per, or 1 per level of caster. Now what'll happen is it'll kind of go in a lightning bolt direction, and then it tries to hit the first target in the way. If they make their saving throw, it keeps going. It does not harm them. It just, they dodge it. It keeps going. And then it'll go until it either hits a wall, reaches the end of the battlefield, or hits a target. So I'm going to cast it right here. So it went right through. Both those guys made their saving throw and it didn't hurt them, unfortunately. So I'll have to do a test again. We'll reload. Is there anything else I can test while I'm in here? Let's see. I don't think I have a lot of spells I've been playing around with. Oh, let's do animate dead. Let me do a prismatic sphere on these. we'll do animate dead because I don't think I've shown that on stream. I haven't shown shadow magic either, I don't think. I don't know, maybe I did. Okay, let's do a prismatic sphere right here. Let's go right. Now, shadow magic is a really cool spell because it allows you to pick on the fly whether you want a fireball, a magic missile, lightning bolt, or a cone of cold, which is an interesting spell considering you have to pre-memorize spells. So it gives you a lot of flexibility because you don't know sometimes, hey, am I going to want a cone of cold ahead of time? Or maybe I could do a lightning bolt. With this spell, you get a pick, which is really sweet. So like if maybe the situation sets up where it's like, well, I think a lightning bolt would actually work great here because of this wall being here. You know, then we could send a lightning bolt. If you decide for a magic missile, you could do that. Okay, so let me animate dead to show you how that works. Let's do prismatic wall too. See if we can get that guy to lure him in. Hey, Saztam, welcome. How are you doing? Jimmy says, is the chosen spell weaker than the memorized versions? Only if the enemy makes a saving throw, then it does less damage. It does, I think, 1 or 2. I think it does 1 point per level of the caster. Other than that, no, it's the same strength as the original spells. So it's pretty darn cool. Okay, so there we go. We summoned some creatures and they came back. That one collapsed because it came back right there. It did replace the icon. It shouldn't have done that. That's a bug. Take a note of. So what'll happen now with Animate Dead, you either get skeletons or zombies. You can see that's what I've selected here is a true skeleton. It's been renamed. This guy should have the icon of a bar patron, but because of that bug, it's flipped them all over to skeletons. But this guy now fights for us. You can see he's light blue. So he'll just fight till the end of death. And then this guy's still a bad guy. Let's maze one out. Around with that. Thanks for giving the shout out to Saztam, Jimmy. What else can we test here? Force cage. I don't know if I showed that on stream. So those guys are stuck in there now. We can gate out. I'm going to gate out my own fighter. That's one way. Well, use a maze, I mean. Now, if we move up here, that guy's not going to be able to approach us. Play around with Wraith form. So we can cast stuff on him while he's in there. I'm going to go ahead and just delay just to show. Let's see. Let's maze out this guy. His skeleton marked into the prismatic sphere. So I'm going to do a done quit. You can see he can't move. He's stuck. Now, if we get close, he can move. I mean, he can attack. But we can cast stuff on him while he's stuck. He's harassed by a giant fist. He got stunned. Now it's round 2. Okay. Now, if you've mazed some things into the maze, I think I've shown this, but I'm not 100% sure. At the end of combat, it'll say, still monsters in maze, continue. If you say no, then you won't get the items on those. They'll just disappear and you don't get the experience. Otherwise, if you say yes and continue, you can wait for them to come back in, and then you could kill them. In the meantime, while you're waiting for them, you could buff, you could do, different healing in preparation of the monster coming back. I'm going to say yes. See, for example, let's say, oh, you know what? I'm going to cast invisibility while I'm waiting. And I'm going to conjure an elemental while I'm waiting. We can get prepped like this. So maze can be really strong. So my guy came back in. He finally mazed back in because I had mazed him out. But we still have monsters. I'm going to say continue yes. We'll see how many rounds this takes. I think it takes quite a few depending on might be the intelligence of the monster. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I'll show that in a second. And make a note of that. Jimmy says, and we get to keep them even when combat ends. The skeletons, you mean? I'm trying to remember. I think I made it do that. I'm pretty sure. I think the spell description said they will follow the party permanently. Now, I think I am capping the amount of monsters that'll join the party to 8, maybe. I could potentially expand that to even make it like an army, like 20. But the challenge is the display for the party members. I might have to put in like a scroll where you can scroll up and down and stuff. But anyway, just things to potentially do in the future. Let me keep this going. I want to see if this guy gates back in. I don't think their intelligence is very high, so it's there. So that bar patron just teleported back in. So now we can kill him. There we go. And now it says continue battle. No, he was the only one that was left. That's how that works. But yeah, let me show you a funny side effect of this new spell. Jimmy says, yeah, the undead we called forth beyond the veil. Yeah, they disappear, I think, I think I have them disappear when they're killed. Because, I mean, they are only zombies or skeletons. They're not very strong. Unless you do a giant, then it'll be like a giant zombie, depending on the hit dice of the humanoid. Okay, so let me memorize this again. So the manual said if you don't use the stones up within 1 round per level of the caster, I think it is, they explode wherever they're at. So I did implement that. And it'll even happen outside of combat. So like what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk here and I'm going to do a look command. That passed 10 minutes and I'm going to do look again. So so they explode and damage your party. So you got to make sure you use them or drop them. You can drop them from your inventory. Otherwise you'll get that little surprise explosion like that. Hey, Sever, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Sever says, Skellies, Wraiths, and Fire Elementals at the bar. The bar is an interesting place. That's right. Hey, Moody, welcome. Sorry to hear you're not feeling that well. But welcome in. But yeah, that's a pretty cool spell. It's called, for those just joining, it's called Otaluk's Freezing Sphere. So that gives a lot of possibilities. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to test it with the sling to see if we get an increased range. I have not tested that yet. But I did make it where if you have a sling or a staff sling equipped, you should be able to shoot that thing a lot farther. So let's go get the fighter sling. We'll do a sling and a staff sling. There's a staff sling. And then we'll just try a bow too, just to make sure it doesn't work with that. Ah, okay. So since this is considered a potion, I can't equip the staff sling. I'll have to make a special exception for that. That's why we test. All right, so we can at least test it with the regular sling. Let's move you over here just to block. The other cool thing about it, since it's a spell, you can actually be in melee range when you launch it from a sling. Let's do it from back here. Use. Oh yeah, we get the sling range. Look at that. Sweet. So yeah, you get one per casting of that spell. So if you have a high level mage, you could, have 3 of them and distribute them. You could potentially even mess around with Tempest. What's that called? Tempest Fugit, which I might test here in a minute. So you can actually then memorize even more. Well, that won't work because they'll explode before you can memorize more. Yeah, they'd explode before you could do it. But still, if you had 3 fighters with slings, you could cast 3 times, distribute them to the fighters before the fight, and then you could have your fighters sling them. They'll never miss. Monsters get saving throw to take half damage, or if they're immune to cold, it won't hurt them. But you could have fighters pinpointing where they want those to go in the first round. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, what else can we do here? Let's just have you use yours. In this case, it's going to hit 6. There's no delay either, which is cool. Let's do shadow magic again. Or not. So now he's just back to the... didn't use up the item. Okay. They make a note of that too. It's an easy fix. So you can do it again. Hit himself. Let's test the Conjure Elemental goes haywire. There's like a 5% chance every round where he'll turn. Let's see if it happens. I don't think I've tested that in a long time. There's 2 rounds. Three. fire elementals are immune to normal weapons. I think that was the 7th round. He's probably going to kill him before he turns. Oh, or this guy's going to get away. Oh, it would be interesting is gating out my own elemental. That's pretty funny. I like it. Let's go test Tempest Fugit. I do have it. So what we can do is cast that on one of our characters. Let me think about what I want to do here. Just to show the time effect. So normally it would take, let's see how long it's going to take to memorize all these. 17 hours. Okay. Let's do this again. Let me memorize this. Doesn't matter which spells I'm doing. As long as the spell levels are good. Okay, 16 hours it's going to take. Let me cast it on yourself. So instead of it taking 16 hours now, it's only going to take 3 hours and 20 minutes to memorize all those. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. And meanwhile, time goes by normal for all the other characters. And it should wear off fairly soon. We rest a day, I think. Yeah, and look, he's healing real fast too. There, it went off. Yep, that worked properly. Let's see, what else can we do? I don't know if I've shown identify. I think I only posted in the Discord. I don't really have anything to identify. But basically it shows up here. You'll note in the bottom right, there's an ID. Where if we say ID, it's already identified. Yeah, if I had something unidentified. And then you have to rest. I think the rule said you have to rest a day or something. Uninterrupted. I don't remember what the rules were, but I implemented it the way it said. And I also made it stronger than what the shops do because it'll tell you the number of charges in a wand, which is really cool. Really, any item. It doesn't have to be a wand. Like if you had a necklace of missiles, it'd tell you how many charges. It puts the number in parentheses next to it. Okay, let's create a new party. Right now I have it set to be really high level, like basically close to level 18 or whatever. Let's test out some of the combos here. Let's do a dwarf cleric. evil. Let's choose his weapon proficiencies. Wow, he had over 100 hit points. Cleric. +5 versus spell, rod, staff, and wand. 1 hit bonus versus orc. 4 armor class bonus versus giants and trolls. Let's do a barbarian. Oh, I picked his weapon proficiencies. It's going to take a while. He had 14, I think. So he peaked at level 17. He couldn't quite reach higher than that. That may actually be his cap. Look at those hit points, though. Holy moly. Armor class 4 with that 17 dexterity. You could actually get even lower than that, I think. Yeah, armor class 2. They get special bonuses, like double the bonus for dexterity. That's without wearing armor and 15 movement. That's insane. That's a low hit point one too, but I wanted to get that dexterity bonus. Okay, let's do a monk. High level. Yeah, I got 9. Armor class -3. Thaco's not the best, but he gets so many attacks. Look at that. Look at the damage. 8d4 +1. I think they get 4 attacks per round, maybe, with that. I mean, once you get a monk up there, they're just ridiculous. Let's see what other bonuses, too. No, we're not starting Moody again. This is just testing. We're not making progress tonight in the game. So number of monk open hand attacks is 4 per round. Dodge missiles on petrification save, 0 damage on spell save. Actually, it should mention something about being immune to charm too. Like their hypnotism and stuff like that won't work on them once they get to a certain level. Okay, cool. What else could we make here? Halfling druid. Nice. So they get +4 versus spell, rod, staff, and wand because of the halfling. Moody's on a 10 stream watch streak. Nice. Let's do a cavalier. Actually, we'll do an assassin so we can show the poison. Because level 18, they have deadly poison. I want to make sure there's certain weapons that shouldn't have the poison effect. Ooh, that's good armor class. All right, we'll make one more. What was I gonna do? Cavalier again. I'll do military pick. Ah, javelin's interesting. They have some weird things they do. Okay, sweet. There's this heavy warhorse. 18 hit points. Eventually I'll make it where you can get barding and stuff for the horse too. And then female, I think it's elves, can get unicorns potentially. Plan on implementing that. So let's see if there's any other spells I haven't shown yet. Transmute metal to wood. I don't think I've shown that yet. Conjure earth elemental, I may not have shown. Let's do a firestorm. Wall of Thorns. Anti-plant we used actually in the last game. Pass plant? I don't think I've shown that. We're not going to be able to show it though unless we were to go to the outdoors. I could probably show insect plague. Not sure I showed that one. Can't do what call woodland beans out or indoors. Yeah. Plant growth is shown. That's kind of cool. Call lightning, I think you have to be outdoors. Warp wood, I may have shown. Okay. That's probably good enough. He's going to be the only caster just for this test. Oh, no, I have declared. Yeah, and there are some new spells for the cleric I haven't shown yet either. Okay, so magic stone. Don't think I've shown that yet. Aid. Remove fear we can do. I mean, that should be self-explanatory. Negative plane protection I haven't shown. Death's door. Oh, let's show that one. Flame walk. Cloak of bravery. Cloak of fear. I haven't shown those yet. Insect plague. Hero's feast. I think I showed that last time, didn't I? And what about down here? Okay, so we're mostly evil, so we can do holy word just to show. I could do earthquake too. It takes forever to proc, but it's weird. Some spells take a whole turn before they'll proc. Rudy says should have named the barbarian Barbie. That's funny. Charisma of 17. Okay, cool. Let's go get the assassin a weapon. So I'm going to show the poison effect. Should show up here. Oh no, it won't show up until we get the weapon. That's right. Let's do a broadsword. And then I want to get one that is not bladed. Now, barbarians can wear any kind of armor, but if it's considered bulky, then it doesn't subtract as much. They don't get as much of their dexterity bonus. So I think leather is what I want to get them. It lowers it by 2. What's he specialize in? Let's give him an all pike. Just for fun. Solo damage against normal sized creatures. Monk gets nothing. Druid. Let's go get him some flasks of oil. Oh yes, and the Cavalier. Cavalier's immune to fear. They actually have a anti-fear aura. Okay, what? 6? Oh, the 6 attacks really means 3. It's every 2 rounds. Let's 30 it with the military pick. Let's see if that's true. Yep. Nice. Should get him a lance. Look at that damage. Oh, that's a bug. +1 to hit with wand A if mounted. It's not showing the name right. Okay, let's buy him plate mail. Nice. Okay. Test out the ignite. Age 0. Okay, there's a bug. Halfling, the age is messed up. Are they all that way? Looks like the humans are right. The dwarf is right. Yeah, so it's just the halfling and the druid. The elf is right. Okay, cool. Let's go get in a fight. Now, is there anything I wanted to cast before? Oh, wait. We need to get the poison on the assassin. Assassin, we look here. Blade Venom Class D. So that's been applied. You just basically, if you rest an hour, he applies the poison. It gets 2 hits and then it wears off and then you have to do it again. So it's cool for a battle, you know, like preparing before a battle. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything about it. Moody says, not a bug, a newborn halfling. Okay, let's move him up front. Man, those are some high hit points. Okay, was there anything I was going to cast before? Magic Stone. Let's do that. You can actually then trade those to someone else too. We can give them to the Barbarian. Okay, we'll cast Aid. So take a look right now at Cavalier's hit points, 151. Now it's 158, so he got a bonus. Now it shouldn't work a second time. Let's try it. Yep, unaffected. Okay, that worked. Negative plane protection will cast. All of that does is make it where you can't get level drained for just one hit. Okay. Death's Door. We'll cast that in combat and I'll show how cool that is. Flame Walk can give bonus to fire saving throws. You can target a whole bunch of people. Okay, that worked. Cloak of Fear, that only works on the cleric. The Cloak of Bravery can work on anyone. Which gives some bonuses to morale and stuff. Hey Tim, welcome. How are you doing? Let's do True Scene. Okay, good enough. Druid. So I don't think this works here. Yeah, it can't be cast here. You have to be outside. Arc Skin. Nice. Okay. Cool. Let's go get in a fight. All right, so the Barbarian. What are we going to do with him? Let's have him throw a Magic Stone. This is kind of a weird spell. So it only does 1 damage, and then you do get a strength bonus, I think. Basically, you just treat it like this. He threw 2 of them. Nice. You're doing pretty good, Tim. Glad to hear it. It does allow you to hit enemies that can only be hit by +1 weapons, so that's good for an early spell, level 1 cleric, you know. Let's see. He has a Cloak of Fear. So what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be kind of funny. We're gonna let him get attacked. Now what should happen is if a monster fails its saving throw, it'll go to attack and then it's gonna run. It's gonna realize, oh no, and it'll get scared and run. So let's see what happens. Just keep that in mind when it's his turn. There it is. Bar Patron's terrified. And then you get free shots from behind as he runs. Okay. So he's got poison on his broadsword. Let's see if we poison someone. Here we go. The horse First round never does anything, it always guards. Now let's watch this crazy monk. 32 movement. He killed 3. Druid. Let's do a firestorm. Oh, let's do transmute metal to wood. It's the range. Range looks pretty good. We'll cast on this guy. He has a short sword. Let's see what we ruin. The short sword. So you gotta be careful, you know, if that gets cast on you, it could actually ruin magic items. The items do have a % chance to repel it, which I think is like maybe 5% per plus on the item. Okay, he should have one more poison. But before that, I'm going to switch to the joystick because he should not get the poison ability now. Well, we got a hit too. Okay, that's interesting. So it's considered a punch if he has the stones equipped and he doesn't throw it. I may need to make a note on that. Throw a flask of oil. Catches on fire. Okay, let's have him get on his mount. So you'll notice right now there's no mount or ride option. If we get adjacent to it, now ride shows up. And then the icon changes to this, showing a little banner thing. Okay, we are going to do Death's Door in a second. Let's do Conjure Animals. So he took damage from the ignited flask of oil. Okay, now we need to hit to prove that he won't get poisoned with the joystick. Perfect. And then we'll do one more attack with the broadsword, and he should get poisoned, and then that should be the last charge of it. Okay, here's the Cavalier. I don't think it takes into account being mounted. And doing extra damage with the lance. Yeah, I don't have that yet. That's interesting too. That shouldn't be showing this label. Okay. Cleric. Let's test the assassin again. We gotta hit this one that's full health. Haha, missed. Anti-animal shell. Let's try that on the mammoth. Yeah, he's stuck now. Since part of his back was here, he can't move. He's not allowed to move. That's sweet. Normally it prevents someone from an animal from entering that, but the fact that he was halfway in it, now he's stuck. Okay, let's do a holy word. It should potentially impact the assassin because he's evil. Actually, I think the cleric's evil too. Yeah. So I think it's going to hurt himself too. So cleric's deafened, barbarian's deafened, assassin's deafened, monk's deafened. They were so high level, all it did was deafen them. But that will potentially make it where they fail to cast spells. It also impacts your movement and some other things. Yeah, he can't cast. Okay, he made his potentially. Let's try. Oh yeah, let's make sure this is working too. Oh, I did not mean to do that. There's the poison. Perfect. I want to make sure True Saying still works. Yep. Now we can view, and you can check out the details on the monsters. You can even view their items. Okay, so we want one of our characters to get killed so that we can test the death's door. We'll kill the assassin. Well, I don't really want to kill him. Oh, the mammoth's mad that I attacked my own party. So now the mammoth turned on us. And he's stuck in the cloud. Okay, how many hit points does he have left? 39. That's insect plague. We'll test that after we bring him back. Barbarian, yeah, you can hit him. Monk cannot. Monk will probably kill him, so we can't have him do it. What was that? It showed a boulder. Okay, so when aiming with the shillelagh, it showed a boulder. That's definitely not right. Okay, he's got 10 hit points left. We're getting there. Okay, he's down and he's dying. Now we can do our Death's Door spell. It's 3rd level. Ready to receive healing. Okay, so if we look, he's unconscious now instead of dying. He's got death's door. And if we cast healing on him, he should come back into this battle. There he is. Look at that. So with death's door, you can now bring back characters in the middle of the fight. They've gone down, as long as they haven't been killed. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, now let's go ahead and do our insect swarm. It's going to take ages. Or insect plague, I'm sorry. He's channeling. Gotta give it time. I think it's 10 rounds. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast it to the left. So there's the gigantic insect plague. Look at that. Takes up the whole battlefield on that side. I told it to go left. So now you could just... what we're off. That's not right. That's why we're testing. It's supposed to last a long time, I think. Insect plague only lasted 1 round. I think it's supposed to be maybe 1 turn per level or something. Okay, what else could we test? I was considering casting aid on the monster. Should work. But I don't think I can get close enough. He'll hit me as soon as I try to move forward. Let's move over here and say off and see where we appear. Okay, so we did appear right next to the mammoth and he did not get his attack in. I'm not sure if he should. I think if he's guarding, he should. So we can't go in the cloud either. You can see this here. Because humanoids are considered animals. Let's try Cloak of Fear. And then we'll see if we scare it. It should still be stuck. What? Ah! So the heavy warhorse also turned against us when we attacked our own party. Probably should make that not happen. In theory, they could get charmed. I should allow that. But don't think I should make it where they turn on you if you attack your own party member. Okay, so we have the Cloak of Fear now. Let's see if the Mammoth fails its saving throw. Yeah, it did. Okay, so what happened was it got terrified, but it couldn't run. It says fleeing afraid. That's good. I like that. So he didn't attack, but he can't run either. Forced to flee, but he's guardian. Perfect. That is perfect. Okay, cool. Nice. That was good success there. Let's watch the demo maybe a few times. And let's see how the party does against the dragons. It's been kind of funny. It's been interesting because the demo uses all the new rules and things I put in place. So it's cool to see what happens. Magic missile. Protection from evil. That would actually prevent the dragon from being able to attack him. We'll see if it ends up getting down there to potentially attack him. It killed Russell first. Detect invisibility. These dragons are getting owned. Okay, cool. Got Russell. Now if it's smart enough to figure out how to get over there. Okay, it can hit Cynthia. That's fine. It should not be able to target the other one. Okay, cool. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. He can cast spells, but he can't physically attack. So he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off because he doesn't know how to attack Grendel. That's sweet. Yeah, I read in the rules that protection from evil does that so that their physical attacks with body parts like biting, clawing won't work. If you have a weapon, it can, but if it's a physical body part, it can't. That was pretty cool. Okay, what else could we create to play around with? Let's do a paladin because I did make their aura be a protection from evil aura because they didn't actually have it in the game. It was just protection from evil on them. And I want to see if that works properly. Doesn't matter what we make here. Okay, it shows the protection from evil 10-foot radius. And it should work as long as the guy standing next to them is within the 10 feet. Let's play around with Death Fog. That's a good one. Oh yeah, let's do some trickery with maze, projected image, Death Fog. Yeah, this will be fun. Okay. There's the paladin. Okay, it's not showing protection from evil, but I think anything that actually triggers at the moment should work. I'm going to put a breakpoint to double check that. So when he gets attacked, it'll hit my breakpoint if it's going to work. Put a death fog to the right. This guy's running through it, taking damage. Okay, so he attacked IL, but it didn't hit the breakpoint. Like put another breakpoint. Oh, it's because he's not evil. Okay, yeah, that's fine. These guys are neutral, so it's not going to work on those. Now the acid's getting more concentrated. Now they're taking 4 damage per round. Let me do a hypnotic pattern. Okay, so he's gesturing and hypnotizing them. If I perform an action, then I believe it breaks the concentration. Yeah. No longer hypnotized. Okay, that worked properly. It's all working good so far. Projected image. Ah! Lost our spell. I'm gonna move away. Okay, I know what I wanted to try. Let's do a death fog. Right. And then we're gonna maze out our paladin. So he doesn't take damage. He shouldn't take damage after that. I mean, in a way, what you could do with a solo character, if you got him high enough level with maze, you could cast a spell like this, maze themselves out, and then the monsters will just be standing around taking damage. And then you would maze back in or come out of the maze with everybody dead. That'd be pretty sweet. See if we can get them to be dumb and run through the fog. Come and get me. Ooh, it's 8 damage now. Paladin teleported back in. Nice. Yeah, that was cool. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it for tonight. That was good amount of testing. Lots of things worked like they should have. I found probably 8 to 10 things I want to tweak, but all very minor. So cool. It's fun. Yeah, my pleasure, Tim. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.